Hey, Aquarius, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aquarius. Advice from your future self. What do you need to know? Well, first of all, it looks like you're working on recouping, maybe even releasing something in your life and soothing. Your first card out, your present self, is the Four of Swords, which can be a soothing energy. Rest and retreat, healing, self-care, renewal, rejuvenation. And you have the soothe card showing up here as well. So how can you soothe yourself this month at this time? What does your body, mind, and soul need? Because your future self says that what you do now, what you do in the month of October is literally going to lead you to more balance. You have balance at the bottom of the deck. We are in Libran season, which is the scales, which is all about balance. You're wanting to reconnect because some of you felt disconnected from yourself. You felt disconnected from your mind, your intuition, your thoughts, even your body. And I feel like this is a big part of what's coming in for you, what your future self wants you to focus on. The only way to feel balance is to create it. Only say yes to things if it feels like a soul yes. And for some of you, you may have been caught in that Three of Swords energy, even though I don't see it out here. You could be recouping from a Three of Swords. I feel like you are more empowered when you're releasing whatever that Three of Swords is for you. And it says here, what do you need to release? And we'll take a look at that here with the tarot as well, what to let go of. But it does say here, when we release and let go, we naturally allow ourselves, we naturally allow the universe to provide more flow to us. Do you need to release a thought or a belief that's no longer serving you? It may have to do with your stability. It may have to do with your finances, your money, your home, your family. Because Queen of Pentacles is your future self coming in here for you. It says let go and lean into trust. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts at this time. Trust your logic. Okay, trust your logic. I'm getting that because now you're feeling more balanced and you are able to make healthy decisions moving forward, because I do see decisions coming in here for you, Aquarius. Journal. Some of you are journalists, or you keep a journal, or maybe you're guided to write things down. You may have a lot of ideas coming in. I mean, you are the thought leader. You're an air sign, Aquarius, and it is important that you maybe even write things down and burn them. It could be if you want to let go, right? It could be you getting things off your chest, getting things onto paper. Whatever you need to do to release, maybe it's talk therapy, maybe it's singing, maybe it's dancing. And it's not just about the release part of that's gone, I'm never going to deal with it, but it's how you deal with underlying energies and emotions and how you heal from them. Like, how do you channel that energy? Do you channel anger in a healthy way or an unhealthy way? Do you use it to destroy? Do you use it to build? And I feel like you're really in your mind here. You're thinking about big changes. And for a lot of you, this may have to do with your career. It may have to do with your finances or your money. Or if you're retired, this could be, your community and what you do with your time, how you spend your time, how you spend your money. Because the Queen of Pentacles showing up as your future self says, you've worked hard. You are going to have a lot of material wealth, okay? You're going to have resources if you don't have it already. You're someone who may be very business savvy here, Aquarius. You're someone who is a reliable, honest, stable, and hardworking individual. And I'm also getting a message here about don't be afraid to spend a little bit or invest in the things that make you feel good. Don't be afraid to invest in the things that make you feel good. That means spend some money buying the organic fruit if you're able to, of course. But I feel whatever you're investing in now is going to pay off long term. So sometimes it may feel convenient and cheap to get a prepackaged food. But I feel if you invest in something healthier now, I mean, that's just common sense, but it's going to pay off more long term, and it's going to be better for you. And I feel that's the same for business. That's the same for your friendships. You're being asked here to reevaluate your commitments, reevaluate your happiness and your resources, because I feel like you have some powerful resources here. And one of them is yourself. You have the gift here of being savvy, being financially stable. If you have struggled with maybe overindulging, maybe shopping, if you have credit card debt, or if you have been a bit of a people pleaser, perhaps you put on a false mask in some way to be accepted, to be liked. In a way, Aquarius, each and every one of us, we all wear a mask. And I like to think of our experiences here on earth like getting a role in a movie, right? Getting a role in a movie. We wear a costume, we put on a character for that specific role, and we're going to have many of them throughout our lives. And when you come off of that role, when you come out of character here, you reevaluate and you say, okay, what did that teach me? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, and I wore this mask, and I had to kind of play this character, and you had to get in, all of you. You kind of had to become that character in a way, but on a deeper level, that's not truly who you are. And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes when we get off that stage, we're still in character. And I feel like you are meant to really go within and learn who you were before you got that, all the makeup and the hair and the character, the costume and all that. And it feels like you're coming back to a part of yourself, coming back to that part of yourself. And that's where the true richness lies. Yes, you've done the work here, or you will continue to build momentum and have safety, have security. And I do get that here for you. There is something here about you're protected. Your assets are protected here. Some of you are worried about assets or worried about finances. Am I going to be able to retire? Is retirement going to be a thing when I decide to retire? And I feel like some of you may have multiple sources of income coming in, or you could be an individual who's really worked hard in your career to get to the top, and you are nearing the top here. That's what your future self wants you to know. There's a next level, but don't forget to stop and smell the roses. Don't forget to come off stage instead of running right into the next role, which we see happen all the time, right? People lap. Remember to take a little bit of a breather. Take a little bit of time for you to come back home to yourself. And that's what I'm seeing you doing in the present time, is taking a little bit of time for you. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, that's how we need to soothe, right? That's how we need to soothe ourselves. Honor your mind, honor your body, honor your soul. Why? Because you matter. And if your soul cup isn't filled, right, it needs to be looked at, because sometimes you take care of other people, you entertain other people, or again, you show up on stage and you're there doing all the work, and it's for everybody else sometimes. But what about you? And that's what the message I'm getting here, Aquarius. What's the current situation? What is the current situation for Aquarius at this time? The Knight of Wands. You're having fun doing it though. I do feel like you're having fun getting up there and, making a living. This can be exploring your hobbies and your curiosities and maybe dating or, exploring new things in your relationships. Knight of Wands is a fun energy. I mean, look at this cuckoo. Okay, not calling anyone cuckoo. Don't curse me in the comments. Jack the Pumpkinhead though. Sometimes he just likes to have a little bit of fun. And Aquarius, you are funny. You may be a jokester, or you may be wanting to not take life so seriously, because the bottom of the deck, look what we have, is the fun card. And it says, stop taking life so seriously. If you're not having fun, you're missing the point. That's why we get up there on stage. We're supposed to have fun. Even if yes, sometimes our character is made to be more serious. Maybe it's a drama role. Maybe it's a deep, sad role. Maybe this is a sad situation or experience that you've gone through. But remember, if the curtain has closed, we don't have to continue playing that role. Stop taking it so seriously. Remember a time when you were younger and felt wild and free? What were you doing? What were you wearing? What were you expressing? I'd love to know this. And if this wasn't you, Aquarius, I don't think it was your sign. I did this for the monthlies. I want to know, especially because it's the Knight of Wands in October, depending on where you live, is Halloween, right? Is a fun harvest time. Drop in the comment section below. I'll enter you into the free reading giveaway. Tell me a memory. Drop. It can be a one word. You can write a sentence. You can write a paragraph. I want to know what you were, if you dressed up for Halloween, or maybe you were in a play. Maybe you wore a costume. Maybe you went to a gala. Is that what they're called? A gala? Where you are a masquerade ball or something of that nature. Tell me what costume you were in that really had you feeling like a superhero. Maybe it had you feeling free, like you were able to express yourself. Maybe some of you were in a play as a child, as an adult, or you went around and collected candy in a specific costume. Whatever it is, drop it below. I'd love to hear it, because that's going to bring you back to a memory when you felt free, when you were having fun. Do something fun and silly. Some of you may even be attending a comedy show. Okay, you may be attending a comedy show. Maybe you're watching comedy on the internet. And I feel like you're laughing. There's something here about laughing and spending time with people who laugh. I mean, laughter is the best medicine here. Now, what's going on in the current situation? There may be a tad bit of inconsistency here or restlessness. It feels like we're restless about something, but that's why we're getting a little bit of rest. Some of you, you're coming out of a difficult period, and I feel like you're behind the scenes taking that breather before you hit your next role. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, but allow yourself to stop and smell the roses and catch your breath again. Now, what do we need to spend less time on? What do we need to spend less time on here? The Knight of Cups. Interesting. The Knight of Cups is someone who loves with all of his heart. He can be a lover. He can be, someone who follows his bliss. But when it's showing up as spending less time, I'm going to read it in the reversal. Okay. And sometimes this can be a player energy, a people pleaser. Some of you, this is pleasing everybody else. And I just said that earlier, right? When we're on stage, we want to please the audience, right? We want to please the audience. It's natural. That's part of our role at times. And so if you are appeasing others to get some sort of satisfaction within yourself, but it's draining you and exhausting you, look at that a little more deeply here. Knight of Cups is also about feeling emotionally blocked at times. It can be obsessiveness over a matter of the heart, okay, or a matter of taking care of other people's hearts versus our own. And sometimes we can even shut our own self off and we give. Remember what I said about that cup, pouring of the cup here? We need to make sure that you are filling your own cup. So spend less time filling everybody else's cup And what do we need to spend more time on? Well, taking care of your own needs, that's obvious with the Four of Swords, but let's pull Knight of Swords. Spend more time with your thoughts versus your emotions. Now remember, emotions are like visitors. They come and go. But our thoughts, right? Our thoughts are one of the resources, as are our emotions. These are resources that we have, tools that we have to help us navigate through life here on earth. And I feel like you are being guided here to use intellect, use your head over your heart at this time, or your emotions, I should say. So it's important here to stick to some sort of facts. I mean, you're an air sign. That is your gift, is the Knight of Swords. Research, dig in, learn something new, learn a new skill. But don't obsess about it, because obsession can be the Knight of Cups energy that we need to spend less time on, obsessing over it. You can use the mind to build. You can use the mind to destroy. And the destroyer can be sometimes those emotions that come in and say, well, I can't do that because I have to help them. Or, you know, I feel guilt. I feel guilty if I do not do this. Or I feel shame if I tell people about my story or tell people about my path. So it feels like you're trying to find that balance here between the head and the heart is what I see. I mean, that's going to be the best thing. But sometimes when we have double knights showing up here in the spend less time and spend more time, spend more time focusing on what your thoughts can create and what they can build for you for the future versus spending most of that time in the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, that's a big thing here. Soothe what you need to soothe, but try to do it in a balanced, healthy way. And soothe by, you know, not indulging in, you know, a pint of Ben and Jerry's every night, or, you know, that bottle of wine, or, you know, unhealthy things. Now, of course, moderation in everything, balance in everything. But if you're soothing to a point where you're numbing it out, that may be why the Knight of Cups is showing up here as well. Or are we soothing, buying every single thing on Amazon and then feeling guilty about it and then returning it just to repeat the cycle? There's something here, Aquarius, that you are possibly trying to soothe, but it may not be in the healthiest way. Look into that. But I'm also getting here, laugh, smile, have fun. What do we need to remember? We need to remember that you are being led, right? You're being guided. We forget that sometimes, that you are being led to discover who you really are. And I said that earlier, going behind the scenes, when that curtain closes and you're no longer on stage in front of the audience, who are you? Who are you, Aquarius, when no one is looking? Who are you when you're not being watched? What is your soul leading you? Or where is your soul leading you? Are you answering the call? When we quiet our mind, we can listen to our inner wisdom and hear our soul's calling. Meditate. Some of you are being guided to meditate because, and that the Four of Swords is the meditation energy as well. A lot of you Aquarians, a lot of you air signs in general, I'm a Libra Sun, Aquarius Moon. And I tell you, my meditations, I mean, typically they're pretty off the chart anyway, but lately dreams and meditations have been uber huge, okay, big. So pay attention. If you are wanting to reconnect and find balance, that is a big way to do so. It doesn't have to be sitting, you know, palms up in the yogi position. You can do walking meditations. Get out in nature, right? Get out in nature and just connect with the elementals, the nature spirits. And I feel for some of you, you are being called to explore your curiosities, to explore your ideas. Take those ideas that you have and ground them into reality. That's what your future self wants you to do, because you could be banking it here. You could be monetizing or being quite stable with some of these ideas that you have. Maybe this has to do with love. Maybe it has to do with your finances. Use your head about it. You work smart, right? Work smarter, not harder. And I feel like you're going to be very successful here. Your mantra, the wisdom of my soul knows the way. I trust in it. Yeah, yes, it does. What do we need to remember here? What do we need to remember for Aquarius? Wheel of Fortune. There it is, destiny. Basically what we just said here. The wisdom of your soul knows the way. Sometimes we get stuck on timing, but Aquarius, we have to remember that timing is man-made and everything happens in divine timing. But yes, there are certain things that we need to take action towards because it all works together in the grand scheme of things. And I do feel like this is, this is fortune and fate. This is going down that rabbit's hole. And you know how that white rabbit is always searching for time. I'm late for a very important date. We don't even know what that date is, but you're going to show up and you're going to show up ready. You've been ready for it. And I feel for you, this is your future self saying everything is going to work out beautifully. You are perfectly imperfect, and the things that are transpiring in your life at this time, you may not even realize how amazing, how incredible something is going to be for you, Aquarius. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to let go of? Because we see that there's release here. There is something we need to release because it's showing up as one of your themed cards. We need to release possibly a thought or a belief that's no longer serving you. Let's see what this is. Okay. Yeah. 3 of Cups in reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse. The thought that you don't have any support, you don't have any help, and you're a wounded warrior that is doing everything all on your own. Now, of course, that may be the truth. It may feel like the truth because you haven't had some sort of support. Some of you, you've been stuck in a third-party situation, a love triangle. You were felt left out. Maybe you didn't feel a part of a tribe. That doesn't have to be your end-all, be-all. That may have been a past situation for you, but you don't have to have that as your ending. That may have been the past character that you played in that past movie line, right? That past role, that past experience. But remember, that curtain has shut. You're done playing that role. Now you're recouping, you're resting, you're taking the mask off, the makeup off, the hair off, you're showering, you're coming back to a sense of this is me, and you're preparing for the next role. And that next role, you're going to have to learn some new lines, right? But it's trusting that you will shift out of this past energy. And I feel like in this next, we're going to keep calling it movie line. I hope you're following along with me here symbolically. But the next character that you play out in this movie line for you, which movie line could be, an experience in your life. That's what we're going to chalk it up to be here. But the 3 of Cups is saying in this one, you're meeting your soul tribe. This one is filled with support, with friends. It's the Mad Tea Party, right? Yes, it almost feels like if you've ever seen the movie Meet the Fockers, when everybody's around the table and it just feels kind of chaotic, but in the midst of it feels like you don't want to be in any other place. And I feel like you could be meeting lifelong companions. You could be meeting or connecting to family in such a big way. I feel like there is soul tribe here, and it could even be that you get together with people. There's more events, there's more companionship, there's soul tribe, there's best friends. This is also a deeper connection to your spiritual tribe, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, your ancestors. You've gone through a lot, I see. But this is a renewed sense of determination. You're going to overcome the external hurdles and you're reigniting your bravery. But let go of the belief that you're always going to struggle and always going to be alone, because that's not always going to be the case. All right, let's take a look here. What do we need to give ourselves credit for? Okay. 10 of Wands, you've burdened a lot. We see here the 9 of Wands going to the 10 of Wands. Give yourself credit for your determination. You are a warrior. You are someone who you help others out. You take on a lot. You have a lot of responsibilities. Some of you are really great at multitasking. You're really good at being the rock. You're really good at helping others, giving them advice, being structured, being routined. But the 10 of Wands here sometimes reaches its limit as well. And it's okay to put down some of those burdens. Give yourself credit. I feel like there is recognition here for all that you've carried, but you can lay something to rest, is what your future self wants you to know. Your hard work is going to pay off. I see that without a doubt. Your hard work is paying off. But I also see that there are some burdens that may not be yours that you may be wanting to release, because it's right on the release card. So if you are taking care of something that's not yours, can you find the emotional boundary of this is their stuff, this is yours? Because some of you could be people pleasers or fixer-uppers, right? I got to fix this situation, got to fix this person. I got to take on all the work, otherwise it's not going to get done. And yes, I feel like you're determined, but sometimes a little bit maybe stubborn. Okay, maybe a little bit stubborn that you have to do it all. And I feel like, yes, you can do it all, but it doesn't mean you have to. Doesn't mean you have to. Let some of that release. What's the potential, the outcome here? What's the potential to manifest the outcome? We have, ooh, I like this. Sometimes people look at this as a scary energy, but I like it because if we look at it as a scary energy, the judgment is basically a recollection of everything that you've done and everything that you've gone through. And it almost feels like when you meet your maker, you're going to, and this is what I believe to be true. And we can call our maker the divine, God, goddess, the universe. I mean, whatever you call your maker. Not saying that anyone's going to do that anytime soon, but I believe that the whole life flashes before your eyes. We have what is called, I'm spacing for the terminology here, but where we review, we have a life review basically, and we see how our actions and our words, and we see how it has rippled out and affected others. And we're able to see things that we sometimes aren't able to see in the physical self, in the physical body. And if you are happy with how you have grown and how you've responded, and if you've forgiven yourself, if you've made changes that have helped you in a profound way, when this day comes, even if there are things that you would have done differently, but if you can look at it with, I have grown and I've continued to, be the best version of myself, then you're going to meet this judgment day with no problem, right? And sometimes this can feel very difficult because there's been trials and tribulations, and the judgment is basically a spiritual rebirth. And I feel like there's a time coming up here, and this could even be Scorpio season, October, the end of the month, October 23rd to November 22nd, there may be a judgment call being made based on someone's actions, based on someone's experiences, right? So this is a judgment being made here where you're facing something head on. You see that Alice is coming face to face with that Jabberwocky. There's no more hiding. There's no more running, right? There's only an openness to say, okay, I am aware. I cannot unsee what I've seen. And this is life's purpose. This is the call. And didn't you get a card that said, are you answering the call? Yeah, literally. It says, where is your soul leading you? Are you answering the call? That's what the judgment is. Ring, ring, pick up, Aquarius, because there is a call here. And it's important for you to quiet your mind and listen. And I'm not saying that if you've done, whatever you've done, there's consequences, right? We understand that. The law of cause and effect, the law of karma, these are universal laws that I didn't just make up, right? And that's what judgment is saying here, that there's going to be repercussions based on how we've chosen our path. And I feel because I'm getting such a powerful, determined energy, you've done good. When you face this judgment, you don't have anything to fear, Aquarius. You don't have anything to fear but fear itself. And I feel like this judgment is saying, you're not going back. You're not going back to a past you, a past version of a relationship or a past, job. This is a passage. This is a second chance. So go through this portal. You see that there's a little portal down here, and it's like the trolls underneath the bridge kind of trolling and saying, I feel like there is hesitation, Okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards because I feel like there's hesitation, and there will be whenever we come up against a major milestone in our lives or a major decision. Major arcana is a big deal. Spirit, please tell me about the Judgment showing up. Why am I feeling a bit of hesitation? Knight of Coins, patience to succeed, because it feels like maybe you've been in this dynamic for a long time. Perhaps you feel like you've spent so much time on something already. Three of Cups showing up again. There's been some expectations that have been denied or let down around self or others. And I do feel here that there will be celebrations coming in down the road. I want to say in about 3 months time frame, even though this Judgment is being put up here in Scorpio season, end of the month into November. Aquarius, there's a lot of happiness coming for you in that 3-month time frame. Okay, heading into the new year, this is beautiful. Like I said, I feel like you don't have anything to worry about. Whatever judgment, whatever calling, whatever is coming in here is actually opening you up. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups. The final message here from your future self is there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're not unworthy. We feel that way sometimes, right? I know I feel crazy half the time. You are whole. You are here to remember your divinity and connect to your highest self. And that's what I see you focusing on right now. But your future self says, look in the mirror. Place your hand on your heart. Say to yourself, I love you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Say it with me right now. I love you. Drop it in the comment section below. I love you. The word love in itself, the energy that it emits can heal. It's powerful. Your mantra, I love me. I am whole. I am worthy. I am lovable. I am safe. Drop that in the comment section below. I'll enter you into the free reading giveaway. I want you to feel it. Say it as many times as you need to until you get the full body goosebumps, you get the full shivers, and you really, really know that to be true on a core soul level. Aquarius, that is what I have for you. I hope this resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Lots of love.